higher quality picture. On that point, you want to give your picture some sort of opinion or attitude, you give it a title. You can also do 2D effects on our website, just like you can do with Instagram, filters. And then you can share it to social media. So this would be like what we call a creative user, an active user, someone who creates something from scratch. They have an idea and they express it. Once it's out there, either on our webpage or on Facebook or someplace, you can have other users come and then start modifying the scenes very simply. So we provide a different interface for them, for these casual users, and we let them edit the scene. And the key point here is this is not a normal picture like you see on Tumblr or wherever. This is a 3D scene, so you can immediately change it. The template interface lets you do that. So you just see the text just as before. We can just change. Let's change barn to water tower. You can change the zebra to a blue elephant, the mountain to a city. You change you want sunny instead of cloudy. You click display, and you get a very different scene just changing 4 words, right? So this is something that can let anyone come in, just casually trying the system, create something really innovative with their own expression. Then you could add new text on top of that to add another object. You can say things change on the billboard, whatever message you want. You could add other objects in. Photos of yourself can be put into the scene. Okay, so now Neil will talk about the market.
Thanks, Bob. So the social media market is a very new market. It's evolved over the past decade and today represents over $17 billion in revenues and growing. The one thing that the world has realized is that pictures are a large component of social media. People like to express themselves visually and creatively. And Instagram saw that opportunity and developed a program that enabled people to edit their photos, share them, and curate them. We are the next stage. We are not limited to just a photo you're taking. You can create a photo through WordsEye, and that creation allows users to become creators, not curators. So not only can you imagine an image and have that scene created, you can then share it with your friends. You can edit other people's scenes, and you can constantly go around in that virtuous circle where you're editing, sharing, and creating from scratch or from predefined templates. So if you're a very creative person, the sky's the limit with your imagination. If you're somebody who just wants to take somebody else's scene and respond, change a few images, you have that opportunity. Once those scenes are created, there's limitless potential. You can put them on anything with a blank space, so greeting cards, merchandise, any type of product, and moreover, you can personalize it. So you can download your photos from Instagram or Facebook and add them. Somebody's on a fishing trip and they want to put their own photo in that image. That's possible. Next, the branded content is a key element of WordsEye. What brings users back over and over again is the opportunity to play and use models that are familiar. So we're already talking to the likes of Peanuts and Nickelodeon in developing relationships or partnerships whereby people can buy or have such content packs that have cartoon characters that we all recognize for free. And that would help them or support them in creating picture books or comic books, and suddenly everybody in this room can create their own stories. Next, the media feed. As Bob said, this is where Twitter meets Instagram. Now, what does that mean? We've all been in large workshops now where there's a Twitter feed running in the back, and all of you are expressing your opinions. Well, through WordsEye, you can express your opinions through visual images, which is much more, it resonates much more within a crowd. Moreover, on CNN today, how often do you see, well, what's somebody in Nebraska saying about X? Well, they'll be able to also say what's somebody in Nebraska creating about X. And visual image has a lot more impact on viewers in the media business. So our positioning statement is threefold. Our first target is obviously the user community. We want to build that critical mass, and we want users to come back over and over again and explore and share on WordsEye. The second is the opportunity it represents for the likes of Nickelodeon, Peanuts, Marvel, you name it, whereby they can now have an audience that can play with their images and create unique content using those images, as well as designers of 3D models who can showcase their designs on WordsEye and
kind of the circle here, you can see goes from semantic and linguistic processing around to graphical processing, finally to a rendered scene. It's a knowledge base that draws upon and a web interface. We had 2 NSF grants supporting this research. We have numerous peer-reviewed papers in academic journals. It's a huge code base of actual proprietary code and stuff that's been developed before and during this research. And it's a unique combination of language processing, 3D graphics. These 2 very different technologies. People don't normally talk together in these realms, and this really brings them together. And one other point of this is that since it's all using language, the whole desktop GUI thing is eliminated, and the voice interface becomes a very practical and interesting modality.
So our strategic assets are the technology, the critical mass of users that we'll be creating, the models that we'll be collecting, and then finally the other markets that this can be served with: education, military response, gaming, and toys.
So as an education, we did 2 summers ago, we did actually an extensive test in that, and we actually had kids in Harlem putting 5th and 6th grade kids in an enrichment program using WordsEye to improve their literacy rate in our study.
So our marketing strategy is get, keep, and grow. We're getting them because this is a disruptive technology that allows users to create new images through discovery.
Any questions from the judges?
The 2D market numbers that you talked about how many people have images, whether is there any data that people really will use to use this model?
Well, the thing is, they're not even thinking of it as 3D. I mean, if you want to create a picture, right? So we're kind of saying, this is on this is next to this is green. So they're not dealing with the 3D model like a normal 3D artist would. It's just as an object. So if you go and you have a photo, you can say, I want to put that person in the photo on the other side, which you can't do, right? It's stuck the way it is. In a 3D scene, which the user can create, they can say, well, make it to the left instead of the right, make it bigger. So it's really just, it gives you malleability that you don't have in photographs.
Yeah, but it is a photograph.
It's like
it doesn't look like it. I mean, do you have data that says that people will respond?
Well, this is the interesting thing, right? As Bob mentioned, it's a very complicated technology. Not the average user can use it today, because we created a platform where you can take those 3D models and create scenes out of them. We've had it tested with over 4,000 people, and the feedback has been remarkable. People want more. We actually have to shut down the site.
I mean, you could also think, I mean, video games are all computer generated. There's a multi-billion, $10 billion, $15, $20 billion market there. So people are very used to dealing with 3D graphics. You know, you go to see Avatar, that's 3D graphics. So
Stimulates the user
there's a lot of, just sort of all realms. The problem is 3D graphics authoring is very difficult. So it's not that 3D graphics is a barrier in terms of people liking it. It's that it's very difficult to create, and we're trying to make it as easy as possible.
Yeah.
How are you going to make money?
So we mentioned the 4 different revenue streams. The first is the advertised product placement. The second is selling premium models. So if Marvel wants to do a Batman, or sorry, Peanuts wants to do a Charlie Brown series, we can offer Charlie Brown for free, but his friends might cost money. So depending on how we find users wanting to pay, people buy stickers today in the younger markets, or people, when they want to create editorial comics, they need real images.
And there could also be like themes, like stories. You can have like Tom Sawyer, and you can have a whole theme pack of stuff from that, and the kid can come in, say, I want to load that in, buy that, and then create their own stories, their own pictures in that domain. So there's really, the content level, buying content is a really fertile ground for getting revenue, because you can't create the picture without the underlying 3D models, and we'll work with partners to get that available.
You showed extra normal. Are they developing something similar, or what was the
Okay, so what Extra Normal does, they initially tried to do text into animation, which is much more difficult. And they kind of failed at that, and they had a backup, which is essentially to take these 3D models, these sort of canned scenarios, and give them dialogue. And they use a text-to-speech system, so you can make interesting animations. So it's really a different, I mean, it's in the space of creating graphics for social media and everything, but it's a different space. It's animation, and it's not creating anything you can imagine, which is what we're really doing. Saying, any kind of picture, you can kind of create something related to that. They're starting with a fixed starting point.
Right, but my question really was around extra normal really hasn't made any money. What's going to make you different? Why do you think you can do it better?
So this goes back to how we've approached the entire business. We understand that the 3D model that's the first. And the second is the merchandising opportunity is huge here. Today, all of you can be artists and create very unique content even without any ability to draw. That could go onto any surface. You might even create something for your own bedroom because with the filters, it looks like a Picasso.
Yeah, it's also, I mean, a 2D picture is a quick get. You don't have to spend a lot of time as a, a web viewer watching it. You see it in an instant, and you can come to it and you can change it very quickly. Extra normal is just much more elaborate. You have to write your dialogue, and it's a very interesting tool and creative tool, but I don't think it's nearly as quick, sort of in terms of seeing it, responding, and so forth. And that's what WordsEye opens up.
Also, I mean, if somebody's saying, I gotta do laundry again, and you put a thing of Tide right there, and people put it into their scene, you're doing product placement real time into a scene that's going onto Facebook. That is very powerful.
So you told us how you're gonna make money. How much money are you going to make?
Lots.
That depends on how viral it is. So, I mean, we have our model based on a certain user growth over time. We try to be conservative in our estimates for that. We have another part of the model is, of those users, how many will buy content, how many will click on, product placement. So there's built into the
There are
model.
so many